Right then, there's been a load more work done on this. One of things, we don't need a brush anymore for a bonnet stay, which is don't fit quite perfect. There we go, we're in. It's just been all the silly little neatening up jobs that we've been trying to get to do. We've still not completely neatened or wired up because we haven't had it on dyno yet. The air filter, still waiting on that stuff to come to get put back on. We'll go have a look at that in a minute. But like all these are all secured up now, remote reservoirs for suspension, that's all sorted. These are O-lings. Brakes are bled, gear linkage is all set up, clutch is all bled, it's all working. So the plan is now to take it over for some alignment, but while Paul's getting it on ramp, we'll go and have a look at some other stuff. We've got the power steering pump as bracketed where it's going to be. We just need to get the pipes from the engine bay through some bulkhead connectors into there. Then we've got the air jacks to pipe up, a bit of wiring to neaten up, and just the final finishing touches. There's still some door cars to go on, and we'll go over and have a look at them. So we'll have a wander over. So some other little bits. These anti-roll bars, these are the same on the Super Coppers, I think. These silly sort of connector pieces that they've got, they're held together with some grub screws and onto this sort of square end here. And apparently these just fall off for fun. Oh, nice little drop link there. But how these work, this is just an all a steel tube with some aluminium mounts. Got some bearings in it as well. It's not very heavy. Got the Seat Sport part number on it, but it's 32mm, the 1.5, so 32mm diameter, 1.5 wall thickness. But how this works is that's not actually doing any of the deflection, that's just joining them together. How these work, this is a blade, so that joins on, that goes onto there like that, that shoves onto there, and then clamp it on. We've 3D printed this, by the way, that's what I forgot to mention. This is our improved version of it. And then we've got these little grub screws here. They've got a little spring-loaded ball bearing inside, because how these work, they've got the little notches all the way around. So if you're wanting it on full stiff, and it goes on like that, that'd be full stiff because you've got to bend all that. If you want it on full soft, turn it around a sort of quarter turn, that'd be full soft, so then this would be easier to bend. And then the idea behind this, and then little indents in there, is you can screw it in, and you just back that off a little bit, click, click, click. So you've probably got, I don't know how many in there, probably 10 clicks or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, nearly. So 9 clicks of adjustment, but to be fair, you're probably going to go hard, soft, in middle. But you've at least got a way of measuring it, so you're not just guessing. So that's our plan with them. I'm hoping that somebody else wants some of these as well, because it's going to be a little bit of machining to get them done. God knows how much it cost if you wanted them making by a third party, so hopefully we can do something that somebody else wants. Race Logic HD tool, this is all the stuff from the A5. We've pinched all this out with the display and everything. That's going to be going into the lay-on. We've ordered a full new kit for the Golf, so that is what it is. Steering wheel, we don't like how small the one that's on it is, so we're going to put this one on. We don't need it any deeper because it's already quite far back. Then the air filter setup that's still missing on the car has finally come back. Now, these are the ones we believe that Seat Sport ran. Looks brand new. It's like a green cotton one. I'm not sure what brand it is. But the only reason we needed something new, really, or because this were damaged, but this looks to replace that. And then we sent all this off to ITG, but their lead time were a bit high at this time of year because they're busy. This we could probably have cleaned it, but obviously would have had to make a mould and make some new rubber and stuff, and we didn't have time for that. So we're going to put all this back on with this filter for now, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with this thing. So we've got to just punch these holes in there for that to go through, and I'm not happy with how this has been welded inside. It looks an absolute mess. We need to do something better than that. So we'll do what we can, make up all new, because this is fairly heavy wall. To see how light everything else is, this is like ridiculously heavy wall stuff. So we'll make all that from scratch again. So Dan's going to be busy for another few hours, and yeah, we'll have an air filter. We've got just one that fell off City Go last time we went out in it, so we've got that. And then these are the door cards that are going on. So we'll get them banged on, punch an hole in them for the handle to go through, so something to go through it anyway to shut it. And then we're just on to the really boring little bits. We have just changed the rear springs to some E-backs. The only problem is 300mm long, 80 newtons is what was specified for it. It had 250mm long, and there must have been about 60 newtons or something like that, because we've gone 2 inch longer on the spring, and it's ended up, even though the adjuster were probably 2 inch sort of to the highest, we've ended up on the lowest setting, and we're probably 1.5 inches higher, so the spring's a lot heavier. So a bit annoyed with this end, but you can't get in between, so I'll stick with what we've got and go from there. We'll leave it there. We've got to get it onto turn plates, get super trackers on. We'll leave Paul to do his alignment. We'll come back when we've started to understand how some of it works. We've got some interesting stuff to show you. So this car keeps giving us trouble. Paul's had it on an alignment ramp and just completely struggled along with it. We couldn't really get much less than 5 degrees camber, so there's some mix match of components going on here, so we didn't bother recording any of that. But we'll show everybody how it all gets aligned up when we actually can do it properly. So we've just got the toe so it's pointing in the forwards direction. So you can see there's absolutely tons of camber still on it here. It's way more than it needs. Get my fingers halfway under the tyre while it's on rollers. You can also see we've had to partially disassemble the dyno to get it on, because this is just so low on front end that it will going to catch when we're trying to get it on. So we'll see how we get on. It's on now. What we're going to do to strap it around, I'm not too sure. We can probably put some eyelets in and just put some straps around, get rid of this traction bar, but we'll see what ends up happening with that one. So we're in a decent position really, just this silly alignment stuff and bits of finishing touches, but really happy with progress. I think we've had, don't quote me on it exactly because people keep forgetting to use the task timings, but I think we've got about 6 or 7 days in it now, sort of not full days but 8-hour working days, so we're not doing too bad, but we've got a ton more stuff to play about with. But I'm going to pop bonnet so that this piddly little air filter that we've got on for testing gets some air, and we'll go from there. I hate this thing, you see. So see what power it makes. We're hoping the power to weight like for the Ibiza puts us where we need to be about, to be in Class B, we've got to be about 230-ish horsepower, 220s, 230s. This is we've corner weight, well, we've weighed it, I think it's 1,060 kilograms, so it's about 100 kilos, almost exactly lighter than the Ibiza, so we need to be a bit less power to be in the same power to weight, because we're right on the bleeding edge with the Ibiza, so we'll see what power it does. But I think what we're going to do is get a tune on there to suit the power to weight. Obviously, the weight might change a little bit with driver and stuff like that, and how we do things. But we'll also, to get some quicker testing in, we'll put a balls out tune on, which this being a fully built engine with a fancy cam that's got the upgraded PD lobe and stuff like that, this normally does over 250 horsepower, this engine setup. So we'll concentrate on torque, but if we get 250, 260 horsepower, then that should stress everything, the cooling system and all that stuff a bit early. So if we are going to have a failure, that'll come sooner. So we'll see what it does. It might be tomorrow morning before we summarise it. So don't wait 12 hours. We'll chop it in. Right, so Mike had a bit of fun strapping this on last night. We've ended up with some very weird strapping arrangement, and because we couldn't get rid of, I think, 5 degrees of camber that it's got or whatever it is, we're having wheel spin issues on dyno, and these tyres are a bit different to what we normally run at a beef, so you get a bit of difference. So we run it up on the safe tune, which is the one that we'd raced the Ibiza on last year, and it did, should have done about 220 horsepower. On this, it did like 205 or something like that. So then what we've decided to do is put a more stressy tune on there, absolutely stretch it injectors to death, and we'll see how that fares on track. Obviously it's not the tune that we're going to run when we're racing it, because it'd be too much power to weight, but the tune that's done 205 or so, that's about where we want it to be. We might end up running it on championship dyno and turning it down a little bit. We'll see. Obviously the tyre variance that you get from a chassis dyno and running 5 degrees camber ain't helping. So we're now on the balls out tune that on the Ibiza had done 250 or so, but as you'll be able to hear in a second and look at the curves, we're having traction issues on dyno because we can't strap it down hard enough because we've got rid of the traction bar and because of the camber. So we'll go in here and it'll deafen us. So Mike's not taking any chances, full hazmat suit. But it stinks a bit, no windows. You putting front fans up, yeah? Right. I just turned fans up for him. We thought the cooling system would give some problems, but it's not been too bad at all. But I'll keep my gob shut. Mike's going to go for it. So right about where it should be making more power, really difficult to hear and maybe to see. But you can see the car's wandering about a bit on the dyno and the wheels are spinning a little bit. So because of how it is, we'll leave it as it is. We'll take it on the track and we'll verify what we should be getting that we're actually getting. So I'm happy it's making plenty of power. We just need to go out there and test the suspension, brakes, geometry setup. But because of the camber issue that we can't get rid of, we've got a ton of fabrication work on the top mounts to do. So that might not be the next video. We're going to try and finish some of the little bits off first. So this might be the end of this video. So if you're liking what we're doing, share, subscribe, keep an eye out for next video.